A very good morning to all of you. Dear students, today I am going to start chapter 8, that is how do organisms reproduce, right? So first of all I would like to tell you the meaning of reproduction. Reproduction is the ability of the living organisms to produce young ones of their own kind. That means it is a process in which living organisms produce young ones or offsprings of their own kind. It is basically a process of multiplication in living organisms. So now the question comes, why reproduction is essential? Reproduction is actually essential to maintain the continuity of life on earth. For the continuity of life, that means for maintenance of species on earth. And reproduction at its most basic level, it involves the production of copies or blueprints of the body design of the organism, and the offsprings which are similar or dissimilar to their parents, they are produced in this process, right? So in this process of reproduction, the DNA is copied. That means before the cell division, the DNA doubles itself. The chromosomal content of the cell gets doubled up so that it can be equally distributed among all the daughters, right? In the process of mitosis, as we can see, that one cell divides to form two cells, two daughter cells. So one cell, which is a parent cell, it will double up its contents or its genetic material and everything so that it can be equally distributed among the daughters, right? So creation of additional cellular apparatus is also involved in this process. So DNA copies which are formed before the cell division, they are distributed and they form new daughter cells. And two daughter cells, they may be similar to the parent, they can be exactly carbon copies of their parents, or there can be some differences between them, right? So we will study the types of reproduction on the basis of these similarities and dissimilarities. Now when the offsprings which are dissimilar from the parents, they are formed, we call those changes as variations. Variations are those changes which occur in a generation and that make an organism different from its parents, right? So what is the importance of variations? Importance of variation is that variations, that they are the changes which occur in a generation, and due to these variations the evolutionary process occurs and it leads to the formation of new species. For example, if an organism lives in a place which is called as a niche, where the organism multiplies, it reproduces. So when niche changes, there are some environmental changes or changes in the temperature, water levels, or there could be meteorite hits, right? So if a population was suited to a particular niche, and if suddenly the niche changes, then it could be altered due to some environmental conditions, the entire population could be wiped out. It can be vanished from the earth. But if the variations were to be present in a new individuals, if they adapt themselves according to the changing conditions of the environment, there can be survival chances for those organisms, right? So importance of variation is that it is important for the survival of species over time. It leads to the production of better adaptable species which can tolerate changing environmental conditions and can survive. And ultimately all those variations which occur in a generation, they make them better adaptable to their changing environmental conditions and lead to the formation of new species. That process is called as evolution, right? So evolution, for evolutionary point of view, variations are very important, right? Now let's